one more game, one more win in this Premier League, and we play Champions League. And until that moment, we must calma, okay? Last home game of the season, lap of appreciation, whatever, but remain focused, remain tapped in to the task. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. I can't tell you how worried and nervous I was watching that game. God help you at Stamford Bridge if you were there, because it was on a knife edge. It was on a knife edge, guys. So many moments, whether it's could have got a penalty for ourselves, whether it's conceded from Maguire offside, whether it's offside a couple of chances for us, whatever have you will, fine moments, fine margins deciding this match in the end in a very tight, semi-cautious, but then quite chaotic game. I don't know what to call it, but it was more meaningful than it should have been for Manchester United. For some reason, I kept saying it before this game, although I did back us to win slightly. It's Nottingham Forest away I'm worried about next week, but Man United always want to make a game of it. Why do Manchester United find a way every time to pull up against us and make a fight and a festival of the fixture? Why can't they just roll over? Why can't they just lie down and be beat? You lost to West Ham last week. Why do you feel like coming to Stamford Bridge on a Friday night is the day where you need to turn up? I don't know. The lineup that went out, obviously, Reece James back in the back four, Lavia taken out the team, Chalobah taken out the team, George goes up front. That's what I would have wanted, because I didn't want to move Palmer to false nine. I didn't want to see Christopher and Cuckoo, Chelsea down to 10 men. Didn't want to see Neto up front when Sancho is ineligible to play the game. So you kind of had your hands tied in a way, and George obviously had an impact against Fulham at Craven Cottage with the late winner or the late equaliser. So you kind of wanted to give the kid a chance, but I'm going to start with the positives before I get to George. I'm going to start with the overarching, clear and obvious, fantastic points that I have to make. Now, first 15 minutes, obviously Man United had their time, but Cucurella today and Caicedo were absolutely outstanding. These two are the tempo setters. These two are the counter pressers. These two are the guys that have the shithousery that Chelsea need, have the intangibles that Chelsea need to win individual battles on a football pitch. I saw some stupid statistics from Caicedo for the Premier League season for why he should, in my opinion, be part of the team of the season. But this guy tackles interceptions is ridiculous. He was everywhere tonight as a last man, tracking runners, finding himself on the counter press, making our first big chance with that mazy, mad run through the middle of the pitch to play to Palmer, which was a world-class, cross into Madueke, which he put over the bar. I think he may have been offside slightly, but Caicedo today was absolutely everywhere, and he's been like this all season. This guy wants Champions League. Him and Cucurella, who obviously was our goal scorer. I think that's 7 goals in all comps from a Premier League defender. That's the most. Best left back this season in the Premier League. People will say Robertson. People will say Kirkes. I'm telling you it's Cucurella. I'm saying it's Cucurella. These two want to play Champions League. These two are living, breathing, dying for Champions League. I'm not going to say it's the extra 20% on the wage. I'm going to say it's out of pure commitment and pure attitude, pure fight. They know they are Champions League caliber players and they want to play at the highest level and they're not willing to chance it. The way that they almost took this team tonight and dragged it up the pitch by winning the ball, progressive passes, it was a real treat to see those two insane tonight. Really, the whole defense can get credit as well. I think, James obviously had his moments. What an incredible cross for the Cucurella header in the second half. The way that he kind of just pirouettes in a circle, using his body to kind of shield the ball and then just dinks out of the ground into the box. It's a perfect cross. Cucurella has for a long time had the best box movement in the team in terms of the attacking players. He's the one that always seems to find a yard, find some space, sniff out the opportunities. Fantastic header. Jackson, love and guidance, but you probably would have skied that. You're not great in the air. So that is a big moment. And Reece James is that's what you pay the money for in terms of the wage, because he is one of our highest earners. The whole defense, though, Tosin, Colwell won all of their duels, all of their battles. Cucurella defensively, fantastic on Diallo. I think he only let him inside one time when he forced a save from Sanchez. The way that the defense was today was great, and Sanchez making that save that he had to make. But I'm going to put a but on this. They've been good, really, for recent weeks. We've not conceded a plethora of chances against Newcastle with 10 men, considering the situation. Liverpool, defensively airtight, did very well with Salah. Everton the week before. However, it was Hairline. And may I take a moment to cuss Hairline. Hairline is horrendous. Horrendous Hairline. Horrific Hairline. Horrific Henry Hairline. This brother is, I'm not even going to call him a brother. He ain't a brother to us. He is out of this world, and not in a good way. An alien, a freak of nature, but in a bad way. In the Premier League, this brother he's got to go. He is so bad. I actually feel bad for Manchester United fans. And it's very rare that I say I feel bad for Manchester United fans. That guy is an eyesore to watch. He offers absolutely nothing. So I'm just gonna make it clear before I praise the performances of Colwell and Tosin defensively. I want to make it clear they are up against one of the worst strikers in the Premier League at the moment. He can't trap a ball. He can't hold it up. He can't win a duel. He can't find space. He's just ineffective and invisible. So I just want to make that clear. Early doors, horrendous performance from a striker. Now, especially one that cost 70 odd million plus. As I go forward, this is where it starts to get spooky, because the performances in the attack for us, like I said, Man United had their first maybe 15 minutes. Then the game kind of just went towards our way. You expect the quality to come. Enzo Fernandez today, incredibly poor. Cole Palmer created massive opportunity, like I said, for Madueke twice in this game. One from the cross, which I think was slightly offside. Then the ball in behind on the break, or the kind of transition, and Madueke slices the shot. Shocking effort. And it was annoying because Madueke in the first half was really our only threat down the left-hand side. At least he was getting on the ball, trying to make things happen. I think he had a cutback that went to, I want to say Caicedo in a shot, or Reece James maybe actually with the outside the right boot off the post. I think it may have been him. So Madueke was at least trying to do something in the attack on that left-hand side. No one else. Like I said, Cole Palmer, couple of moments, couple of assists, you could say, robbed from him. But really, the overall general performance from Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez was not good enough today. They were not getting on the ball, making things happen often enough today, especially against I know Casemiro has picked up his performances, but he is aging. You would want them to run rings around him. And it's a poor Manchester United team down in 16th. Yes, the team, in terms of the squad quality, is maybe not a 16th place team. However, for the last 18 months, they have been that bad. And the stats show that. So not happy with those two. And Neto, even though you was getting past Dorgu, you was getting past him. You did skin him a couple of times, put him on his backside. When it come to the crossing, why are you crossing at the near post at head height? I don't understand. You did it numerous times. Non-threat, non-entity with those type of crosses. I felt for Tyreek George today, didn't really have any sort of impact apart from the time where he tried to get a penalty, which wasn't a penalty. Neither penalties were a penalty, I don't think. Diallo dived. George, there was a touch, but Onana gets the ball. George is not ready, in my opinion, and I've said this, he's not ready to start, but he had to start, so it's not Maresca, but he's not ready to be starting these last two games. He shouldn't have to start these last two games. I know people are pissed off with Jackson, but I'm now even more pissed off with Jackson because now Tyreek George has got to start again next Sunday against Nottingham Forest, away against physical, shithousery centre-backs at the City ground, where it's not fair. That's not his MO. That's not what we should be expecting him to deal with, those circumstances. He's a winger, now becoming potentially a striker because of his ball striking ability. But let's not get it twisted. Physically, as an outlet, he should not have to do this role. This is our Osimhen role. This is a Gyökeres role. This is a role for someone that should have been bought in the summer, or at least a loan from January, an addition. So if this situation did arise where Jackson even needed to be dropped, was injured like he was, or suspended, we wouldn't be playing with George up front. And the reason why I say all of this is because we need to beat Nottingham Forest. And if we struggle, and today was a struggle, we just got the odd goal, but apart from that, we wasn't necessarily looking like we was going to get that goal. It was rough out there. I know there were some worried faces. Some jaws were dropping, not in a good way. Some hearts were racing. We cut it very fine. Now, it doesn't matter because it's all about the result. It's all about the win. And maybe if it's someone else on the touchline like a Conte or Mourinho, this is dressed up differently in terms of the way that we went about today. I'm not really too fussed about the fact that we weren't swashbuckling football. I wanted just a result. And yes, maybe it was boring for the neutral, but sometimes you got to get a boring win against a big team. In name, not in position. But the point is that we didn't have a difference maker up front. And that's not George's fault. That's the sporting director's fault. That's our fault. So regardless of whether we win against Nottingham Forest or not, which is the definitive deciding day in our season, whether we play Champions League football, get that big money, revenue coming in, Stamford Bridge is full, unlike home to Lego Warsaw and Djurgården, full, Jordan kit deal, revenue, hopefully attract top players. Let us not forget. Lest we not forget. And don't bring Mark Guew into this either. Don't ask Mark Guew to guide you to Champions League football either, whether he's fit or not. Let this be a lesson. Do not go into a season again this short up front. This short of strikers. It's not good enough. Shouldn't be in this situation. Got away with it today. Thank God Cucurella's got box movement. Nous for goal. Thank God, because Palmer's, iffy on the form. Don't make this mistake again, because you're playing with our livelihoods. We could be in Sweden, or we could be in Spain. Hey, we don't know, because our destiny's not set. But Villa won tonight against Spurs. They won 2-0. They go to Old Trafford. I'm not expecting anything from them on the Sunday. Obviously, we know that Nottingham Forest are playing West Ham away on the Sunday, this Sunday. Manchester City are behind us. They play Bournemouth and Fulham the last 2 games. Anything could happen. But it's in our hands and in our control. Today we took care of business just about. Next Sunday we must take care of business again. I just wish we were going into next Sunday against a very rigid kind of, difficult to break down Nottingham Forest when they want to be, with a proper striker. And we wasn't putting George in a poor position. But it is what it is. I had to get that little rant out of the way because I'm keeping it very consistent with these sporting directors in the position that I didn't feel we needed to be put in. But big up to the team for getting the result. Big up to Cucurella and Caicedo especially. I think the defense had an easy enough day, but because I don't really rate Man United's attack outside of Diallo. But big up to Caicedo and Cucurella. They are playing with the badge firmly on their chest. They are bleeding for the badge, right? Proper Chelsea performances. I know Maresca was trying to get the crowd up. I don't know what the atmosphere was like. Some people saying it wasn't great. But rest assured, we get Champions League and we bring in needle movers. Like I said in my video, check it out if you haven't already. 5 signings to make Chelsea a serious club. That will hopefully get the fans up as well. So, relief. I'm a lot less stressed until next Sunday and I'll be stressed all over again. So... We've got another 90 minutes to play. It's going to be brutal in terms of a spectacle. We're going to be doing the watch along. We'll be back for that. I know all of you are going to be kind of biting your nails and, shivers down the spines. 90 more minutes. If we get an early goal, Nottingham Forest have to come out. We can hit them on the break. Transitions, great. If they sit and they are nasty with it and they just want to guarantee Europa League or I don't know what they're trying to get, maybe even Champions League as well if they beat West Ham, then, like I said, it's going to be a long day. And we might need just a hero. 70th minute winner. City ground. It would be lovely. Didn't have to be this stressful, but here we are. This is what the Chelsea do. Guys, smash up all the icons. I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace.